Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Katelyn and I like to film eyeshadow palette ranking and review videos, as well as the occasional other content sprinkled in. So if you like indie makeup, if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like me, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And as you can see by the title, we are going to be talking about the new that was hard to say. Cooltrals and Nudetrals palettes from Cosmic Brushes. But let's go ahead and get on into it. If at any point you find yourself enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. And also, let me know any of your thoughts in the comments down below. I love chatting in the comments. I do have a lot of information in my description box, so always feel free to check out my description box for anything that you want to know. If there's anything that you want to know that is not in the description box, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Anyways, we're going to start with the Cooltrals palette, but first I'm going to give you palette info actually. Hold on. Both of them have a 24-month open container. Both are made in the PRC and both have talc and mica as ingredients. And I just want to clarify, because I saw a post recently about people talking about when people say where stuff is made. I don't have any preference on where things are made personally. I just mention it because I know some of you do. I would say that, or encourage you to check out Shall We Makeup's recent post talking about people complaining specifically about things being made in China. I thought it was really insightful information, but I don't care personally. So I just wanted to clarify that. So if you were hearing me whenever I mention where things are made, that's not me putting any sort of value on where things are made. It's just an FYI. Also, if there's ever palette information that you want to know that I don't share, leave that in the comments down below too. I can make sure to try and pay attention to more things. Those are just the main things that I've seen people talk about. Let me see. I don't see any cruelty-free or vegan notes on here, but I also don't know that means they're not. This does say that some colors contain pigments which according to US law may not be suitable for use around the eye area. So this is considered a pigment palette for the US related rules and regulations. Oh, let me tell you, it does say on both palettes how many shades there are. So in the Neutrals palette, there are 7 of 20 shades that would be considered not suitable for use around the eyes based on the US law. And then in Cooltrals, it's almost the entire palette. It's 16 shades not suitable for use, with just 4 of the 20 shades being suitable for use based on the US law. So if that's something that you follow recommendation wise, there you go. Starting with Cooltrals, here's what the palette looks like if you have not seen it. Super beautiful. Of course I wanted to start with this one as somebody who loves purple eyeshadow, but yeah, the shade Tempting is very tempting to use. This one, oh, that's really pretty. The blues are really pretty too. And also what I think is nice is I feel like each row you could do a look. So I'm not in frame. Each row in my brain works as a color story that you could follow. So I think that's helpful. I'm not going to work in the rows. We're going to do something different, but as an FYI, there you go. There's 4 color story suggestions for you. I'm going to start with the shade Shadow. And I'm just going to do a shadow wing. And you could stop right here. That's an inside joke if you've been here before. Also, let me fix this. Let's come down a little bit to explain the inside joke so that those of you that are new here don't feel left out. I say that every time I do this style of look. I do just the wing and I go, okay, and you could stop right here. I don't think there's ever been 2 more uneven wings in the history of ever. So now I'm going to go into Cooltrals. Oh, that's fun. We're using the title track, basically. The title shadow. I'm taking a different brush, but that same shade, and we're just plopping a teeny tiny bit into the crease. All right, and then I want to take this shade Moonlight here, and yeah, I'm like working in a little bit of a quad that you kind of can see, but I'm gonna have a little something special there, okay? So don't tune away. This is still worth your time. All right. So I did wet my brush. I always wet my brush. I've just been using my all-nighter setting spray because I still haven't bought MAC Fix Plus yet, and the setting spray, the all-nighter spray works not that bad. And you can use whatever you want to wet your brush. I just personally have always found the MAC Fix Plus to do the best job with it, but I started using, was it my Rare Beauty one? And I didn't really like that, but the all-nighter setting spray. All right, I'm using the other side of that same brush and the shade Tempting. You knew I had to use it. And I am placing this shimmer like kind of like slightly above and over where that black or dark gray charcoal liner was, versus like next to each other. They're kind of like that, if that makes sense. Okay, this is basically the look for now. I will come back. Caught it before it hit the ground. Anyways, I will come back to show you the special pop that I keep talking about. Okay, so the pop that I want to do is with the shade Crave, which is right next to the quad, but whatever, it's just a really well laid out palette, okay? So I'm going to try and get that to pop on the inner corner. It's really pretty. I like that a lot. You do have to kind of layer this shade a little bit just because it is like very pastel and light, but I feel like it's layering nicely, and I got it to a like enough of a point where like you can definitely see it, you know. I mean, can you see it on camera? I don't know. I can see it in person though. I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it'll work. We're gonna take the shade Reveal and just put it, yeah, I think that might be too similar to Moonlight, like next to each other. They're not actually similar shades. Sometimes I really like to put a shimmer in the middle of a matte inner corner, and I feel like it makes it like really pop sometimes, but this was not one of those times. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same mattes that I did up top on the lower lash line, just smoke them out a little bit, come back with everything else done, and I'll show you the finished look. Here is the finished look, and I am wearing the Hudson Lavender Haze wig from Chelsea Smith Crowns. I might be biased, but this is one of my favorite crowns ever. My son's name is Hudson, so I don't know if that's playing a role into it, but I love the colors. This is like honestly pretty close to my natural hair color with just some like lavender highlights in it. Anyways, whatever. That's not why you're here. Let's talk about the finished look. I love it. I love the purple. I did like kind of like a purpley lip to pair with it, like a purpley pink, I would say. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think this is a really pretty look. And let's see, we used 6 shades. Use 6 out of 20 shades. So gonna have to use this more to give full thoughts for sure. But I think the formula is really nice. I don't think I've ever had an issue with Cosmic Brush's formula. I just didn't love my Delicious Delights palette, like the color story. It just wasn't something that creatively for me, it didn't work. But I definitely could see myself playing around with this. It is a neutral palette for sure. I shouldn't say that. Let me backtrack. It's like a muted palette for sure, because you have purples and blues and all sorts of shades in here that I think people who like exclusively wear neutrals would be like, that's not neutral. But there's also, if you're a color lover like me, you're like, yeah, that's a neutral palette. Like it's very toned down. So I think it definitely resides in sort of that middle area. It's a colorful palette for neutral lovers, neutral palette for color lovers. Anyways, I really like it. I'm excited to play with the neutrals palette tomorrow, do a little bit of a different look, and we're gonna do that right now. We are back, ready to do a look with the Nudetrals palette, which I just thought is a funny name, instead of going for like just a palette called Neutrals. Anyways, if my lips look funky, it's because I have the new City Lips Plumping Lip Gloss in their new shade Midnight Sparkle on. This launched on July 3rd. I think this video is going up on the same day if my planning goes according to plan. But anyways, it's a plumping lip gloss. I put it on without a liner, so it is irritating like around my lips, but it's not actually irritating on the lips. Anyways, just wanted to explain why my lips were all red. But I really like these lip glosses. They have hyaluronic acid in them. So even once it like sort of wears down, my lips just feel so hydrated. Anyways, I do have an affiliate code and everything with City Beauty should be linked down below. But anywho, that's not why we're here. We're here for the eyeshadow palette. So I'm wearing like a black and white vest today, so I can really do whatever I want on the eyes. I'm like tempted to do something in like this realm because I really love yellow, like a mustard and eggplant or burgundy shade together. So we went, oh, I had a different idea for something to do today. I told myself I was gonna do like all matte kind of smoky eye with like a metallic liner. All right, I'm gonna do what I originally intended, which is the all matte with the sparkly liner. There is a look that Make Me Up Missa did with this palette here, and I think that's what was sticking in my head, and I really want to recreate this look, but I'm not going to do that for this video. So there's additional look inspiration if you want to like see her look and do that look. I plan to do that look, but for today I'm gonna force myself to do something different. Also, my last video had weird audio quality for some people, not for everybody. I think it was because so when I get really excited, I talk very loudly, and when my baby is sleeping, I like regulate and modulate my voice more so that I'm not yelling because when I'm excited, I'm basically yelling. So I think that is what happened. And then when I was editing, I tried to play around with it, and I think I actually made it worse. So all that to say, I'm going to try and focus on keeping my voice regulated throughout filming so that we have more consistency in the audio level, so that I don't also have to mess around with it and potentially make it worse. So that is, there you go. That's the update. All right, so I think I'm going to start with the shade Tease right here. I'm just going to pack this all over my lid. My lids are primed with the About Face Shadow Fix Primer. That is always the eyeshadow primer that I use, unless, like lately, I should say. I used to use my Hourglass Veil one all the time as well. So for this look, I'm truly just starting with like a matte smoky eye, and keeping in theme with what I said yesterday, once you do the matte smoky eye part, like that is it's a look in and of itself, but I will be adding a metallic wing for just a little spice. But you absolutely could. Honestly, this shade could probably just be fluffed into my crease. It might be a little bit dark for me, but I could just have a one and done shade right here. It's very pretty. All right, so now I'm gonna go into the shade Gentle. Was that even in frame? Gentle? Yeah, I think it was. So now I want to take Bare and just smoke that, or blend that out a bit more. I'm gonna mix Bare with Chic. Chic looked too pink, but this looks too warm. So we're gonna create our own color. So since I was keeping the lid all matte, I did go back and forth with the shades to just create like a nice smoky blend. I'm not sure if on camera these shades are really going to look that different, but I can definitely see a difference in them. If I were you, I would probably, and you were recreating this look, I would probably pick either Tease and or Gentle. They look a little bit more different next to each other. Like one's definitely more brown tone, the other's more green, and I don't know if they work as well together. So I would do one of those and then blend them out with whatever shade. I think that would have probably worked better, but we're already here. But the actual performance of the shadows, fine, dandy, no issues. Okay, so the shade that I want to do the liner with is Luxe right there. Hopefully it's not too light of a base, but we will find out. It's like a green-brown duochrome. I think it'll be really pretty. I am going to spray my brush because that's what I like to do with my shimmers. I think I said that in the last clip as well. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, fun. Even if you don't like to spray your brush with shimmers, if you're using a shimmer for a like wing, it's probably easier to like make that glide, you know? And you could always put a black liner down first, and that will really make any sort of multi-chrome pop even more. So you have options to customize this look. Okay, that's basically gonna be the look. I'm gonna do the same mattes on bottom that I did on top, so I'm not gonna show that. I don't know what I want to do with the inner corner. I might just pull in one of these shades. I'll talk through that. But anyways, you're just gonna see the whole finished look right now. Here's the finished look. I really like how it turned out. I did pull the shade, what is it? Radiant, this one in the top corner. That is what is on my inner corners, and I think that's like a fun pop. This is definitely like a super easy neutral look, you know, but I really like it. So obviously, first impressions, I've only done one look with each of the palettes. They each have 20 shades, and I used 6 yesterday and 4 today. So really not a ton of use of the palette yet, and I've only swatched Cooltrals so far. I haven't swatched Nudetrals yet. So stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel if you want to hear my thoughts as I continue to use and play with them. But I really like them. I really like the Cosmic Brushes formula. A few years ago when they came out with Serenity, that was one of my favorite palettes that year. I didn't love Delicious Delights, and then that kind of made me go off of the brand, but I feel like these have me back interested in the brand because they do have really nice quality and their prices are pretty good for what you're getting, for sure. So like, and I say that meaning like you're getting 20 shades of eyeshadow, and some of them are duochromes, multichromes, which tend to cost a lot of money. So I think they're a really great indie brand. I'm really happy I picked these up, but let me know what you think of the 2 looks down in the comments, and I will see you all next time. Bye!